A very good morning to one and all. I do begin welcome all the attendees and our prestigious speakers on the behalf of lovely professional university for today's webinar on the topic data-driven decision making using big data analytics. So attendees, today you savor a feast of knowledge from our revered speakers. So allow me to introduce them. Professor Sammy Anand, Deputy Dean and Assistant Professor, Head, Department of Training and Placement, lovely professional university. A dynamic professional with a demonstrated history of working in the education management industry. His expertise lies in the area of cloud computing, process information, mobile application development, student skill development, planner, programming, lecturing, and curriculum development. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Also, I extend my warm welcome to our industry expert, Ms. Shefali Datta, IBM Academic Partnership Leader, Northeast. With an experience of 10 years as a program coordinator and manager operations, she was also the business consultant for education industry from 2013 to 2017. To her credit, she has delivered seminars on emerging trends and technologies, symposium on IBM technologies and digital trends in more than 400 engineering management colleges in Pan-India. So it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Likewise, I would also welcome Ms. Sakshi Mehta, Senior Tech Analyst, IBM. Her expertise lies in area of database, big data Hadoop, Spark and Scale, and IBM Cognos. To her credit, she has certification in Oracle 90C, 10G, and big data technologies. So thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. Furthermore, I would also like to welcome our admission expert, Dr. Tushinder Preet Kaur, Professor, Mittal School of Business and Coordinator of CEL, Division of Admissions, lovely professional university. So today, she'll give you an insight of fees, scholarship, and eligibility of the admission part, which I'm pretty much sure will make you save a lot of money. In addition to that, she'll also be discussing about the infrastructure part of the university. So thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. So with this, we'll begin our today's webinar. So over to you, Professor Sammy Anand, sir, for the content of the day.
Thank you, Ruby, for the introduction of all the panelists. So I'd just like to set the context of this webinar at first so that everyone understands what you will be getting from this webinar in the next 1 hour. The idea when we started, I would say 2 years back, we thought of, a lot of industry inclusion was being talked about in the arena, and universities had to include industry at a larger level. So we had a lot of center of excellences, we had a lot of tie-ups, different small cohorts running within the university. But to take it to the next level, we thought of doing something which was there in the market to an extent, but not to the extent that we moved ahead with. So we went to the industry. We first stood and understand what are the challenges that they face. Then we went to students and understood their point of view, what they want to be industry ready. And then putting both in together and mixing the thought process, we went back to the industry and then talked about that what if we start with a program which includes industry from the very first year and moves with the student throughout the 4 years. There's a continuous intervention, industry mentors coming in, taking lectures and everything, and we brand that program with a specific organization which will own it. And that's where the tie-ups and the owning came into place. And one of the programs in which we did this was big data analytics. So it's a specialization. We take CSE specialization in big data and analytics in tie-up with IBM. Why IBM? There is no second thought when the name comes into picture. It's an century old organization that has been working, and they have been the pioneers in most of the technologies that we use today. If we talk about the number of patents being filed, IBM is always there in the top list, and there has been a constant, I would say, push for research and innovation that is there in IBM. Given the fact there's no need of any kind of testimony that I need to present for IBM. So when we went to IBM and talked about this program, they were also a lot excited to start up with such a partnership. And that's where we formed this program in which the students would learn the core CSC that is going to be there irrespective of the specialization. Plus, they would be learning specialized courses which leads them to be getting a specialization in big data analytics. Why big data analytics? We have Ms. Shakshi, who is the subject matter expert, will talk about that. Shefali will talk about the program, that how inclusive the program is with respect to the industry perspective. I'll just give you a small idea that why big data analytics that we wanted to do. So whenever we went to the industry and talked about which are your key pain areas, now this is something which we are talking about as in what problems they face, what kind of challenges they face while they want to include freshers. So one of the areas every time came up besides data science, besides the regular programming, was big data analytics, because it is something which is the need. Without big data analytics, there's no data science. There cannot be further decision making that comes into picture. So it is one of the key areas where there's huge requirement in industry. And that's where we separated it from data science and came up with a separate new specialization, big data analytics. So this is what you would gain at the end of this webinar, is understanding of what is big data analytics, how it is different from data science, and what are the opportunities that lie in this domain. So first, starting with Ms. Shefali Datta. Shefali, over to you, please.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As you are on a verge to take the final call of what program would suit you better, in terms of enriching career, with way of giving you enlightenment to what this association is all about. Our purpose is to ensure that you take a wise decision, because you'll be committing yourself for a program for about 4 years. So by the time you will pass out, the look and feel and the employer requirement would automatically change. So it's very important for you to take a wise decision, so that you don't land up regretting that the program you had undergone had no scope, once you pass out. So with virtue of this session, we will just enlighten you about what this association is and how it can help you to leap and bound in career. So I believe my screen is visible to all of you. So just I'll give you a brief of IBM to you, although many of you would be familiar with IBM, but just a quick recap of what IBM has contributed so far to the industry. So IBM has successfully completed 110 years and more. It was founded in the year 1911. So you can now calculate on that how many years IBM have completed, and we are targeting to complete 200 years. So far, this journey was not easy, and of course, the journey in future, which we are going to take up, is not going to be easy for us. However, because of that mixed feeling and the journey altogether, we still had managed to have certain technologies introduced into the market. And by market, I don't limit it to India. By market, I mean globally. So if we talk about certain of IBM contribution, which are very well rewarded and you can link it to your day-to-day life, that are punch cards, typewriters, ATM machine, then computer. So as relational database, which you are going to study as a part of your curriculum, and you see a black color magnetic strip at the back side of debit and credit card that is also introduced by IBM, which stores our data. Similarly, dynamic RAM is also part and introduced by IBM. And first programming language, which was Fortran, that was also introduced by IBM. Then is weather update, which you get in day-to-day life. That comes through IBM. You would have seen the accuracy in the update about weather, comparing it with the earlier updates. So these updates are being sent by IBM, and IBM is doing a lot of research on how weather impact businesses, how weather impact agriculture, how weather impact retail sectors, so as hospitals. So this kind of research is already happening. Soon, after 2 or 3 years down the line, you would start finding that if you are planning to even step out, for maybe catching a flight or just going out, maybe for a walk or to buy something, you would find that you will be informed prior, even if there is a droplet of water. So this much quickly the prediction is going to be in near future, and you will be yourself evident of it, and that's why research in these all things are taking place. And in India, as you know, that India is dominated by agriculture, and because of which there is already a research going on that how precision agriculture can be adopted, how sensor based farming can be adopted, on which right now there are certain implementation which are taking place, and based on which there will be a proper application and project which will be drawn out in down the line in 2 to 3 years. So as operating system, you would have heard about Linux operating system. IBM has recently acquired Linux. Very soon you would find a lot of intervention happening on Linux operating system. Again, with that license, its license and everything would be lying with IBM. So this is where IBM stays in current scenario, and IBM Watson, which is quite popular. IBM has done its test in the year 2011, which is again a decade ago, and we found that Watson is not even faster than a human being who is called to be most intelligent, but had also won a quiz, American quiz. You may tune to a YouTube video about Jeopardy with Watson. You would find a lot of videos around that. So you would find that IBM Watson was being tested at that time, and it has also won a prize close to, I think, $1 million during that quiz. So this is where the research was happened for Watson software, which is a software being used for analytics, so as for artificial intelligence. And when we talk about IBM presence in the world, IBM has presence over 177 countries with offices over 800 worldwide. So the kind of company you are going to associate with will give you recognition globally. So it will not be just limited to India. As you will move more to developed countries, that much importance you are going to gain from the certificate digital badges, which you are going to earn as a part of your journey in BTech program in business analytics. Now, these are some of the companies which are using IBM technology. So for company like IBM, shaking hand with academia is always a question. Why industries are shaking hand with academia, what this program is all about. The reason lies here. There are more than 5,000 companies in India and lakhs of companies in the world which are using IBM technology. And the software which IBM makes are quite expensive. Each license of software starts from 4 lakhs rupees, which is not possible for institution and students, to purchase. So with this initiative, what we have done is we have offered to set up a lab in the college premises and giving student access to all bundle of enterprise softwares which they are going to work when they join the industry. So while you will be studying as a part of your curriculum, you will be exposed to all business solution softwares which you are going to see when you work with industry. So automatically, as a part of your degree program, you are getting ready for the industry, and the kind of exposure you are going to hold by the time you pass out will be exponential, because your expertise onto that software will be at a larger extent. So doing this program doesn't commit you to do job in IBM. It is to create an ecosystem of a skilled manpower among those companies also which are using IBM technology. So you're not just eligible to work for IBM, and your career is just not limited to IBM. You can look for job around all those first year companies which are using and working on that technology. However, your career is not again limited to it. Having knowledge of these technology also make you work on with those organizations which are planning to adopt automation. So your career scopes get wider. It is not narrowed and limited to one organization. You can apply on in any of the first year company. You will find IBM technologies, IBM software directly or indirectly are in use, and you will be leading one of those companies. So IBM has started this initiative with a motive to ensure that skilled manpower on enterprise software being generated. So we give you a lab access, and now it is just not limited to college lab. Once a college provides you or LPU provides you a domain ID, that is official ID, you will be able to install these licensed software on your personal computer or laptop. So while you will be practicing the concepts at home, you will have a licensed software in place to practice so. And these all editions will be enterprise. Why we emphasis on enterprise? Because you are not going to get an academic edition. Academic edition is always limited to some features, but you are going to get an enterprise version of the software, which will be wider in scope, and you will have ample of features to explore. So that is one of the reasons we started to create an ecosystem of skilled manpower in the market, so that you get employers and employer get the skilled manpower from the market. And why we have selected big data analytics for LPU, the reason is lies here that the usage of internet is expected to grow 6 years year on year. You would be evident yourself that during this COVID time, internet was bread and butter for people. Many have lost job, many could have sacrificed the salary they were drawing, but there were again certain number of people who could survive well because of internet. Had it not been there, there would have been much more destruction comparatively. So internet played a vital role, so as the data. Because of more number of users happen to use internet, it had also led to increase in number of data. So whatever you use these days, be it you do shopping online, you use music and entertainment system online, you do business and finance online, you use utility and productivity application, news and magazines, or you opt to book a cab, or you opt to book a ticket for air, for railway and bus. Any application you use that drives the data, that helps organizations to also make decisions based on data. How it happens, once you even put a single post on Instagram or Facebook, you are not consuming the space of your own system. You are consuming the space of cloud, because all these applications are supported by cloud computing, which is itself a technology to work on. As a part of program and as a prerequisite, you will undergo cloud concepts as well. This cloud computing technology has led this data to be so huge. So whatever you do on such applications increases the data load on the server of those organizations. Earlier, companies were repenting because they were giving free of cost account and people have made multiple accounts. You would also have many email accounts, you would also have many social media accounts, etc. But you would be also agreeing to a fact that each email account allow you storage up to some extent for free, which may be 15 GB, sometimes it is 10 GB, so as 5 and so forth. Now, once these applications allow you to store your data, and if our system RAM is not in use, our system hard drive is not in use, then whose hard drive, whose RAM is in use? That is the end organization which is giving you that platform to use. So for organization, it became a burden because multiple people created their accounts and they were storing the data. But on the contrary, organizations started thinking that why they are looking for new business avenues, why they can't take insights from the data which is existing, and based on people like, dislike, their subscription, they can easily draw what kind of audience would be interested in more of entertainment, what kind of audience would be more interested in shopping, so as business, finances, and based on that, they can increase their clientage. And this is where analytics started, taking its pace. So what is big data analytics? Big data is a term, a data which is so huge in number, which for which you would need advanced techniques, to create or to diverse the data, which might be in different form. It could be in structured form, semi-structured, or unstructured. form for which you need different tools and techniques, to draw insights from the data is called analytics. So big data is a data which can be in the form which is huge. I mean, which is manually not possible to track down. You need surely certain advanced techniques, to draw insights from data, to get valuable inputs from the data, and to find hidden patterns from the data is analytics layer. And big data is a data which might be huge in number. It could be huge by way of volume, variety, veracity, velocity, and what we draw from it, we draw at the end value from the data. So big data is a term that is numerous number of data which is exponential, not humanly possible to track down that data, for which we use advanced techniques to draw insights from the data, to find hidden patterns from the data and correlation from the data is analytics. So altogether this terminology called as big data analytics, and all the concepts which you would have heard of, predictive analytics, descriptive analytics, so as data science and machine learning are also a part of analytics. So as much you will deep dive into analytics, that much you will be able to make correlation. That is how you will be able to train your machine to do auto tasks, where we start talking about AI as a terminology. So data analytic is very important for people to know, because if you in future strive to be a manager in the domain of HR or maybe marketing, so as finance, you would need to be a smart manager. By that I mean, many organizations by that time would be using softwares, and if a manager doesn't know how to take inputs and outcome from the software, then you would rarely even get a job opportunity. So it's important for managers to also know that how they can find hidden patterns from the data, even if the data is employment data, the data is financial data, or the data is a marketing data. So data analytic is going to be a bigger term in future, because we are unstoppable. We cannot imagine ourselves without phone. We cannot imagine ourselves without technology. So as more people will become tech savvy, more will start using internet, then that is where the data is going to take its leap. The data is going to increase. You would have seen a car called XUV 700, which was being quite promoted in India. Now, wherever you move in the car, it also draws your data. At what speed you have drove the car, and how much, what was the fuel efficiency at that particular time, and what was the mileage the car had given, in which gear particularly you have drove that car more during that journey. So what it is doing, even the car itself is giving you outcome based on what is your driving sense and culture. So very soon you would find a lot of cars coming in, lot of houses which will be automated based, which will be in smart societies. Each and every technology or a society or a company or maybe culture which will adopt the technology would need to necessarily analyze on the data, and they will surely store the pattern. Even if you have camera at home, so it also stores the data, what were the movements, what was the suspect, and so forth. So very soon, even when a camera found, there is a chance of robbery, or there is a chance of fight between people, where it find that more crowded people are surrounded, it will automatically inform the cops, that the chances of fight, or maybe the chances of some mishappening in that particular area are high. So this is where the analytic is going to give outcome, and companies are seeking for people who can drive inputs from the data. And believe me, it's not too easy, because you're going to here find hidden pattern from a data which is infinite in number. You need the help of softwares here, and this is where IBM is going to help you. You're going to work as a part of program on such a high-end softwares which can give you result to infinite number of data. What you have to learn is how that software functions, and this is where you will be able to get much more job opportunities. Even if you wish, it is not just limited to IT. If you wish to work on a data of banking industry, you wish to work on a data of Indian Railway or maybe aerospace industry, so as defense, you can do that. Even in defense also, we are using now analytics as a pattern to find where the crime happens more, what are the sequence of crime, so that before that crime happen, we are able to capture and able to save people from the crime. So where do we see the world after 3 years from now? By 2025, you will find there will be 80 billion connected devices, as I have conveyed earlier. That as much technology would become vast, that much data it's going to generate. So for job for people who would be knowing analytics will be huge. There will be 21 billion which will be the devices which will be connected over internet, and as a technology called as IoT, Internet of Things. 30% of data which is expected to be generated 3 years from now will be real time. By real time, it means with a blink of eye, you are going to have 30% of data which might change your decision which you have drawn from the previous data. This much pace the data is going to take place 3 years from now. So that means choosing this as a profile, if current job are available in the market are 10 lakhs, going to be 40 or 50 lakhs by that time. So choosing this as a field is going to be evergreen for you, because any technology which is being introduced will surely require people with a knowledge of analytics to help industries to know where they are going wrong. With an evidence, you would see here each day on an average we generate 2.5 full ton bytes of data. Some of the examples are here. 500 million tweets happen every day, which was 200 million 8 years back. So you would have seen the pace it has taken even right now. And even if we talk about Facebook, it generates 4 petabyte of new data every day. And 1.5 billion are the active users, the users which are using Facebook as an account on frequent basis. And so as YouTube, you would have seen there's so many people started earning from YouTube and AdSense. So this is where the world is going. Which ad should be posted on which YouTube channel is also being driven through a data. So as our today's topic is data driven approach, that itself speaks about that future every decision an organization is going to take will be data driven, that will not be biased, that will not be taken on personal assumptions, that will be taken based on the pattern of the data they have got, because industries are with the belief that once they take a decision based on the data, the decision is set to have 99% of accuracy. And this is where they are deploying their more people to work on, so that they are able to find out business problems and able to give solution with the help of smart approach, that is by the use of softwares which are high end to help organization to draw that decisions. I will not cover this because it would take a lot of time. So if you see the organization as Walmart, you might be aware of, they also use data analytics, and because of which they have increased their sales, to million of dollars. Similarly, Uber, I will give you example of Uber because we are keep on using it in day-to-day life. You would have seen that there is surge of pricing which is being done for Uber and Ola. Every time you go from one location to another, you don't land up paying the same amount. You keep on, paying the different amount, because these all things are dependent on the peak time. All things are dependent on how that area is crowded, how much people are there who are preferring to book Uber at that particular time. Based on that, they increase their price automatically, and many a time they offer discount if there are less users booking the cab, or they found that you were a frequent user but you have then stopped taking their services. Then to get you back as a customer, they will offer you certain discount. The kind of decisions they take that are immediate, it doesn't take a lot of time because they have set already a query, and based on which their application auto function. So here they also use analytic as an approach. Similar, if you have landed up booking flight tickets, you would have seen already that airfare is also keep on changing. If you keep on looking for a particular flight for more than 3-4 times, you would find automatically surge in pricing. This is where also they use big data as an approach. So it's not that these technologies are not in use, but in future their use is going to increase 20-fold. So as the employment would increase, and our future employers would want people who are already skilled, who just don't have a degree and a certain level of exposure, but who have more data driven approach, who are deep dive into a technology, so that organization have already a trained resource available, and your salaries are also expected to be higher than average salary of a fresher, because you already have worked on industry cases, you have already worked on industry tools and technology. So you can negotiate well with the employer because you would already have a prior exposure and experience on working on that technology. So what is our aim here? To ensure that skilled resources are being generated on current and on-demand technology. We as in IBM are also part of Board of Studies of LPU. The core structure is crafted all together by taking the inputs from the professor with extensive experience and industry experts. This is a blended teaching and learning approach being followed. So let's say if any new technology comes 3 years after of your graduation, we will amend those changes because we are a part of Board of Studies and LP is autonomous university. We have all the power to make changes in the curriculum. We will amend those changes, and IBM will ensure that industry experts to come and deliver those programs. So by blended teaching and learning approach, I mean every semester you will be just not learning from the university professor. You will have industry people coming into the campus, teaching you the program, alike the program being taught by the university faculty member. They will set your exam, and so you will be promoted to the next semester. So these all programs are a part of your credit based course, and as a part of your degree program you're going to undergo industry oriented programs as well, co-mentored by that I mean university faculty and industry people. So every semester you will have industry people coming in delivering the program, and you will get a platform to participate in hackathon, call for code like competition, which are being conducted every year by IBM, which also gives you an extra edge, to be competitive enough to get certain hefty cash prizes from IBM. Sometimes it's land you earning internships at IBM and direct job at IBM. So if you stand out to be the best performer or your project stand out to be the best project, you're going to get a lot of gifts out of it. There will be several IBM days being celebrated in the campus, wherein we conduct several workshops, competition, case studies, and those who stand out to be best performer also win some goodies, appreciation certificate. And at the end of program, you will also get a joint certificate issued by IBM and Lovely Professional University, which will have a weightage and which will have a recognition worldwide. So anywhere you present that, you are going to get certainly credit waivers, and chances of you getting a job would automatically enhance. So this program would lead you to also get certain course subscription free of cost as a self-paced. If you wish to, do a course around cyber security, you can do that becoming a part of IBM. You will have various guest lecture access, you will have pre-recorded videos access, and once you complete that program, you will earn digital badges from IBM and worldwide certificate, recognized certificate through IBM. And these digital badges can be further tagged over social media. You can make it a part of resume, you can embed in email signature. So this much advantage is going to bring over and above the program you choose. There will be 100 plus tracks available to you, which you can do on self-paced learning in any given point of time. As in majority, if your class decides that IBM to deliver a guest lecture on any particular technology or so, we will do it without any impact on the cost. So this is how the collaboration going to be. The kind of project you would get through us will be real time, and you will have people to help you, resolve that problem, business problem, so that you gain the expertise prior you complete your degree program. On this note, I would like to also thank LPU for accepting such a proposal from IBM and helping students also advancing in their career. And now I would want my colleague Sakshi to lead it further, and she will explain you about data analytics and how industries are leveraging advantage through using the software. As this we have short time, she will be able to give you exposure onto a particular software, but that software is not just the end. There are so many software you will be exposed to and you will be working on. And this program is not going to be difficult for you, because we will take care of all your basic requirements, starting from completing the prerequisite, a fundamental knowledge which requires you to do advance in this particular field, and then putting you to a basic know-how of that technology, and then advanced level and research. So this is how your curriculum is crafted such a way that you don't find burden, and you don't find that it is very difficult for you to absorb. We will take care of all the things of ensuring you to fulfill the foundation level of knowledge to do expertise in this program. Thank you everybody for listening to me, and I would like Sakshi to take it further. Over to you, Sakshi.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Hi everybody, good morning. So let's start with big data analytics. As Ms. Chifali has already exquisitely explained about big data analytics and why analytics, where analytics, and how do we use analytics basically. So we all do analysis always in our day-to-day routine, in our daily operations, in our daily activities. So would just highlight some of the things why analytics still. Although Ms. Datta has taken you through very nicely and exquisitely through big data analytics, but with just little more, deep examples, will take you through the analytics. So analytics, why analytics? So if we talk about day-to-day operations and our daily activities, so we do analytics always, every time, and that's we all use Netflix, right? So Netflix basically, it keeps a track what kind of series and what kind of entertainment shows you like daily. So it keeps a repository accordingly. So that's again an analytics, right? So it performs analytics. So analytics is basically breaking down something in smaller parts, breaking down something in smaller parts just to know and to learn how the components of those particular parts are connected to each other, how they respond to each other, and how do they give result. As Ms. Datta has also influenced, given stress on result. Basically by analytics we are taking some good outcomes to take better and appropriate decisions for our business process organization. Business process organization may be manufacturing organization, maybe any multimedia organization, any educational organization. So we do analytics everywhere. Analytics has a big impact and a great importance in one's life, in any organizational life, right? So now taking some more examples for analytics to understand it, since I have already conveyed that breaking down something in smaller parts just to learn and know how the components of that something is related to each other, how do they communicate to each other. For example, if we send our blood test, if we give our blood sample to a particular lab, uh, to for some test, let's suppose for diabetes, let's suppose for the thyroid test or anything, any kind of test, when we send a blood sample. So now what they actually do is they check how your blood cells and vessels, they are connected to each other, how do they respond to the body, and that's how they come out to the particular result, and that's how they give you the particular outcome basis on which we actually take, doctors take the decision that what to be done, what is to be done, whether it has to go for surgery, whether it have which medicine is to be used. If it is for diabetes, whether should we go for insulin or not, should we wait for some more medications or something. So this is how analytics provide you the outcome for the better decision making. So for sure, we use analytics and big data analytical tools for better decision making, so that we can, advance and enhance our business process organizations by taking appropriate decisions for it, to compare and to lead with the latest market trends, because we all know IT trends and market trends, they go on changing, right? They keep on changing. So to match with them appropriately, we need to take the appropriate decisions for the business process organizations. So analytics give you actually the appropriate view and the abstract to take decisions appropriately for your business organization. So Likewise, I have just given you the example, the personal, I mean, the day-to-day, daily life examples for analytics. When we use Netflix, when we use Amazon Primes, any entertainment media, right? Or any social media applications. Okay, and I had given you example for your lab testing also. Now again, one example, if we are planning any vacation, right? We are going for any vacation. Still, we actually, before booking or anything, before going to, before planning anything, so planning includes the analysis. How it is, how does it include the analysis? We actually check the weather conditions wherever we are going. We are planning for the vacation. We check, the timings for all the entertainment sources which we want to enjoy at the vacation site. So this is all analysis, right? So accordingly, by applying more and more and appropriate analysis whenever it is required as per the application and as per the requirement, we take the appropriate decisions. So that's how analysis is such an important thing for us. So now, same way, likewise, in an organization, in the business process organization, we have the hierarchy, right? We have the hierarchy of three level managements. We have the hierarchy of operational level management, middle level management, and the top level management. So basically, these management, they communicate with each other, and they use appropriate tools, analytical tools, so that they can take better decision, advanced decision, so that they can match with the changes in market trends of the business organization at the business scale, right? So when they communicate with each other, operational level management, they actually communicate with the middle level management, so that they can set their day-to-day operations, because they actually set their daily activities, whether they need to insert the data, they need to delete the data, required data is to be updated, is to be uploaded, all these day-to-day operations, right? Then middle level management is required to combine all those daily operations into into some semi-line reports, so that they can present the appropriate and the required data to the top level management, so that by looking at that reports and the appropriate data in front of them, top level management can take appropriate decision for the business. So to create such reports, to generate such, to take out such insights of data, we require some big data and the analytical tools. So that particular analytical tool, that IBM's analytical tool, is Cognos. So we use Cognos for that, and that's a very heavy weighted and a very good and an enhanced tool. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. So this is the home screen of my tool, the IBM's analytical tool, Cognos, right? What actually Cognos does? So Cognos is basically the analytical tool for reporting, for report generating. As I have already told you, operational level management, they actually do day-to-day operations and the daily routine activities like insertion, updation, uploading, deletion, or whatever it is required at the operational management end. Then they pass over it to those activities to the middle level management, so that managerial management converts it into the appropriate reports to present it to the top level management. So top level management requires such kind of tools. Basically, managerial management requires such kind of those tools, so that they can convert those activities and present those activities in front of the top level management. So let's see how does it work. So this is the home screen of my tool, wherein Cognos is the tool which has actually done the reporting and the analysis so easier for us, so that it is, it has a high weightage presentations highlights in it in itself. So I would show you how do we do that. So first of all, whenever we require any data insights, right? Data insights are basically the takeaways from the analysis, as Ms. Datta has already explained you and emphasized on outcomes of analysis. So basically, this tool helps us to take outcomes from the analysis, whatever the analysis we are applying for the better decision making. So now we are focusing the outcomes. Now for the outcomes, we have this tool. Since this tool works with metadata also, the metadata is basically the data about the data, right? Data itself containing some appropriate data. So we'll be working in that. So this was the home screen. Now we are going to take out, now we are going to see how do we take insights of data. By insights we mean, have you all seen the cricket scoreboard, right? Whenever the referee gives the sign that the particular batsman is out or wide ball or anything, then afterwards we see to the cricket scoreboard, right? They give the highlight, they give the very close impact to the particular scene, that yes, what had actually happened, and the insight of data that yes, that particular batsman is out or not. So that's the dynamic data insight, right? So I would just be taking you through. Give me 2 minutes. My screen has some problem. Okay, so we'll be going to new. We'll be exploring the data. Now we are going to see that we are going to see that we can see our data in different visualization. We can visualize our data in many different ways. For example, if we want to see our data in a bar graph, if we have the data, now we have to just have a look on the, we want to see, we want to visualize our data in form of heat map, in form of column bar, in form of bar charts. So we have the provision with the tool. So we'll be going to the data, we'll be selecting any business data. For example, I'll be taking any sample data which is available here. So I'll be taking any one particular business data in front of you so that I can just modify and I can just show you the insights of data. Yeah. So we have the screen in front of us. So this is basically the exploration panel in Cognos tool. So this is basically uh, to take out, to basically to see, to visualize your data in many different ways. Now if you want to create your data in this way, since we have already selected the module, I have taken any business module, right? So we have the business module with us. Now I'll be creating a visualization in front of you. See, you have to choose your visualization. Let's suppose you have to see your data, you have to visualize your data in form of a heat map, right? So this is the module. Whenever you'll click here in the content pane, you'll be getting your module, whatever the module you have selected. I have taken one particular business module, and that is great outdoors data module. So what I'll be doing is I'll be selecting my appropriate fields here. So I'll be taking my fields here. You can directly drag and drop also from here. This is the ease of this tool. This is what I wanted to show you. That's how easy this tool has made things for us, right? Very easy to present, very easy to use, and very expressive tool, that too with all the technicalities in it. It is a very technical and a very expressive tool in itself, so that we can present our data in such a beautiful and a very in a very singular form. Now again, let's suppose now I want product number. I have selected any product and I want to calculate, let's suppose, unit cost, right? So let's see. So this is my this is my heat map according. So I have calculated product number and unit cost of that. Which product number has what unit cost? Can you see? Product number 11110 has the unit cost 250, right? Now if I go to this randomly, product number 15110 has the unit cost 490, right? Now if I go to this, product number 25110 has the unit cost 165.91. Can you see? Right? Now we'll be creating one more exploration. Now this card would be just stored here in the control, in the content pane, right? Now again, if I have to create one more exploration, I want to visualize my data in more different types, in more different exploration. I want to explore my data more. So now I would be telling you how to create it. Let's suppose I want to create a column bar for the data, for my data. So I would be selecting my fields here. As to what, I am taking my product type, right? Then I would be selecting my required field here. Let's suppose I want to calculate something. Let's suppose I want to calculate unit price. I would be selecting one more field. Let's take the target field. Let's suppose I want to, let's go here. Let's drag and drop something so that you understand more precisely. And we have revenue. Let's suppose target is I need to calculate revenue, right? Now, can you see? Okay. Now, the product type is binoculars. Its unit average price is 146.10 and total revenue of that particular unit, according to that unit price and according to the of binoculars, total revenue generated is this much. Is it clear? If I'll go to this, now see, the product type is irons. Total unit average price is 710.41 and the total revenue generated is this much. So this is how I have visualized my business process data in different visualizations. So this is how we are taking insights of data. We are creating explorations. Basically, we are exploring our data in many different ways, right? So this is how you may have. So again, one more. So this was the exploration that we have created. We have calculated unit cost. With this, we have calculated unit cost. Right. So these all are the cards which would get, collected in your content pane. The ways, I mean, in such a way you can get a collection of your various cards, your various exploration cards, various visualizations in your content pane. So this is how you do it. So you have many different visualizations here. You can create anyhow any type of visualization. You can see your data, you can visualize your data in many different ways. See, you have line and column bar, you have radial insights, you have radar insights, you have bars, you have bullets, you have stacked bars, you have stacked columns, you have word cloud, everything. So according to your requirement and your the need of your business process organization, you can select any data module and you can visualize your data in many different ways. So this was your insight, right? I hope it is pretty clear to everyone. I hope I was able to make it clear to you all, right? So now, I have told you that this particular tool has made things very easier for the management to present your data in a different ways in front of the management, so that direct basis on that particular, by looking at the report only, directly the decisions can be made by the top level management. So now let me take an opportunity to show you how do we make reports, since it is an enhanced reporting tool. So now let me just make you clear, how do we create reports using this tool. So this was your data insight, right? Now we would be creating reports using. So to create a report, so this is the environment. This is the environment of the report of this Cognos tool. I have to take the template here. So let's take the blank template here. Now we have the different widgets in this environment. Different widgets as in we can include we can add text items here, we have blocks here, we have list reports. So these two are the reports we have, right? We have tables here, we have visualize. So basically in a report, just to present the management, we have the different visions according to the requirement. We can add blocks to the reports, we can add text item to the reports, we can have tables in the reports, we can have visualization, the insights in the report, right? We can connect the report, right? So I'll just be showing you how does a report works, right? So this is called list report. I'll just give you a short idea how actually it is appropriate for decision making. You'll quickly get an idea, yes, that this tool is actually has made your work quite easier to show it to the management. So first of all, we have to just select our module, the source from where we actually require the data. So again, I would be taking the sample data, whatever we have many sample data with us for different business organizational data. Mm, it has again, I have taken the same module so that I can make you more clear on it, right? So let me create a list in front of you. So we are creating a report now for the top level management for the effective decision making, right? So this actually has been done by the middle level management. So if I'll be taking product number, then I'll be taking product type. Let's suppose I'll be taking product color. Now some basis to calculate unit cost. Let's suppose I have to generate revenue also for the same, right? So now if I'll be running this report, particular report which we have just created, can be run in HTML form. See, you'll be getting it takes, see, this is the report. Since we all know that now we are working with big data. Big data is basically now the analysis is being applied on warehouses. Now we are not working with small ODS systems, we are not working with small daily databases, the tables in which generally the data is stored in form of rows and columns. But now it's time to work with big data. It's time to work with such a huge data which is being collected at a particular workspace. It's an environment. We are not dealing with a particular ODS, we are not dealing with a particular database now. Rather, we are dealing with such a huge amount of data wherein we don't know, as Ms. Datta has also emphasized, that we have the data maybe in structured form, maybe in a semi-structured form, maybe in totally unstructured form. So we actually creates data, we actually, no direct access to the warehouse is allowed, but a lot of analytics, a lot of analysis, just to create and just to have the correct and no redundant data with us, just to avoid duplicacy and just to have the absolute correct data with us. We apply a lot of analysis to the warehouse, right? And warehouse has such a huge amount of data, so no routine operations are there. In fact, if we need to access a particular warehouse, we require data marts which are being created inside the warehouses to in such a way so that they are the particular repositories. Let's suppose if organization is serving three things, right? If organization is into game building, same organization is into truck building, same organization is into software building, so it serves in three different areas. So now if I have to just access the data of game building, why would I be searching anything? Why would I be accessing any truck building data mart or any other data mart? So data marts are basically the repositories inside the warehouse only, so that user access becomes easier, right? If I'm the user and I need to just know the information, particular information from the game building only, so I would be accessing the particular data mart of game building inside the warehouse. I would not be touching any, I don't have to do anything with the other services of the same company, right? So this tool has made things very easier for us to access. Now this is how I had just taken whatever was required in the report. I wanted my product number to be displayed, product type, product color. I wanted my unit cost to be calculated according to, and I wanted my revenue to be generated for the whole product type, product color, and product numbers, right? So this is in front of you. If I go to the bottom of the page, it would give you a huge, you know information. Whatever there is was in the warehouse, it have fetched whole data and the information from the warehouse and displayed it to the management. Likewise, now this was my report. Now if I wanted, since I have already told you that this tool has made things very easier, so that by looking at the report we can take our decisions appropriately. Now see, how do we do that? If I select this particular column, I have many things to do on it. I have many things with the report which actually gives us the ease of use. If I group them, right, based on this grouping, I want my unit cost to be total counted, and I want my revenue to be total displayed, right? Now if I run the report, you will just have the look on. See, can you see? So the product number was ash, the total count, the product type was, since it has grouped it, so whatever there was the cooking here, whatever many of, I mean the particular number is 9110, accordingly my unit cost has been generated. Total number of counts, how many ash counts were there? One. It has displayed, and total revenue has been generated. If I go for color beige, right, see, this is how it is. If I go for color black, these are the total unit cost, and these are the total items which are available in black color, and accordingly I have taken my revenue which has been generated accordingly. If I go to the bottom of the page, you will have the look. See, the total overall total revenue has been counted according to all the product numbers and all the product types. It is this. Now now by looking at the report, top level management can easily know what is to be added, what is to be required more, which needs to be inculcated in the in the business process, in the business organization, what is to be deducted. Now the all the appropriate decisions can be easily taken by the top level management. So this is how this reporting tool has made things easier in front of us. This is how this tool gives you the enhanced look. So these all are the operations. You can easily sort your data. You can easily apply many more filters to the operation, to the reports, to the items of the reports, to all the queries, so that it gives you more functional views to the top level management to take enhanced decision appropriately. So that's all about the tool. I hope I was able to um, I was able to explain you much more about the tool, about the ease that has been provided by this analytical tool. This is the IBM's tool, which has actually made things so vaster and easier, and the decision making more effective. Thank you so much. And I'll be handing over
Thank you, for the beautiful, I would say, presentation of how the tool works, and how it is important, and how this tool actually helps in
to Miss
decision
Sadda,
making.
so that and I hope I was able to make you clear clear about a little more about the enhansiveness and the advancement of this IBM tool. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Sakshi, for putting that. Yeah, Ruby, you can take over. So Ruby, can we have those queries which are there?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, Shifali ma'am, Sakshi ma'am, for sharing your vision. And yes, we have few queries from our attendees. So can we take up those queries?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So there is a student, Good Meher Kaur. She wants to know that what are the major takeaways of BTech Big Data Analytics with IBM over regular BTech?
Okay, so I'll take that question. So the takeaways that are there, as I told in the very start, the core CSC would remain same. So a normal CSC program, a student is starting, and a student who's starting a BTech CSC with big data analytics will be almost same in terms of the core CSC. That is 60% of the courses will remain same. 30% of the courses which are specialization, which relates to the big data analytics part, would be there from IBM. As Shefali highlighted and as Sakshi ma'am displayed, that you would be getting access to the tools from IBM, you would be getting access to the labs, you would be learning those, you're learning that particular part during your BTech, and then you would be industry ready by the time you end your BTech for a specialization field that is big data analytics. It's not that you lose out all the other opportunities, those opportunities stay the same, but you get an extra advantage in the field of big data analytics. So someone who has a specialization, you have that field open for you. Rest, all the basic CSC fields are there for you. So that is one major difference that is there.
Thank you so much, sir. So there's another question. There are two questions from Dhanwan Yubandar, if I'm pronouncing it right. So I'll accumulate both the question in one. He wants to know that is IBM Cognos and Microsoft Power BI the same, and what software is Cognos based on?
I'll take the question. Yeah. Okay. Yes, since Power BI is Microsoft's tool, yes, it is again a reporting tool and a structured reporting tool. But Cognos is IBM's tool and it is more effective, definitely. Why? Because I've just shown you. It has made many things easier and it is very easy to use. If we compare Power BI and this, though Power BI is also a very powerful tool, definitely, but Cognos has many interactive things in it. When we go to the active reports further, right? When we'll move on to the active reports, it would be really easier for it. It is an enhancer report for presentations. So yes, they are similar, but that's Microsoft's tool and this is IBM's tool.
And what software is Cognos based on? He also wants to know the software, on what software Cognos is based on.
Cognos is a software, Ruby, and it is built by IBM. So there is no software that it is based on. It's an in-house product that IBM has built. So Cognos itself is a software similar to what is Microsoft Power BI.
Correct.
Oh. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. So there's another question from Shiv Kumar. The question is incomplete, but I'll ask you the query. He wants to know that Linux would no longer be open source.
Linux is open source. As of now, it is open source. The future is to be decided by the company that owns it. Okay. So right now, and till the update does not come up officially or anything, we are not the ones to comment on it, but it would stay open source most probably, and it is open source.
Yeah, so it's likely to stay as open source. But yes, if there will be some changes into the operating system and there will be advancement in respect to feature, there might be some versions of it which might come as paid, but we have to just wait for it to come. As of now, we can't commit on that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, Professor Sammy, attendee named Karanveer, wants to know about the availability of the labs for CSC programming.
So the labs are there. The labs are already in the university. The Center of Excellence are set up, and most of the labs would be virtual, which you will be getting access to the IBM portal. And so for those, you would be coming in a BYOD mode, that is a bring your own device mode into the classroom, with the faculty would be displaying and you would be working on your systems as well. So if I want to talk about the number of labs in university, there are, I think so only for CSC students, there are more than 90 plus labs that are there, which are there. And if I talk about at the number of COEs that we have in which labs, then it would cross 100. So that's the number of labs that we have.
Thank you so much, sir. So last but not the least question from Divya Jyoti. He wants to know that what kind of job and entrepreneurship opportunities are there after the completion of this course?
So job opportunities, obviously, as Shefali already highlighted, there would be a lot of opportunities that are there in the big data analytics arena. You would basically start from a junior profile where you would be, more in adding the data, creating the data, structuring the data, all of that would be your role. But later on, when you have got that experience, you would move up to the ladder and you will become a big data analyst, a senior big data analyst, where your role would be to decide how the data would work, how the analysis needs to be driven, which data to be considered, which data to be not considered. All of those critical roles you would jump into. And if I talk about entrepreneurial opportunities that are there, obviously the entrepreneurial opportunities would be to set up a company in which you set up with the tool which is there and help the other organizations, smaller organizations. So every organization will not be able to afford the tool or work with the tool. So bigger organizations, obviously, they have those tools with them, they are doing that. But all the startups that are coming in, all the new companies that are getting into place, and they have not yet adopted this big data analytics, you could offer them a solution as being a technology partner with IBM, or create a company which offers I would say the idea to the companies that how you can enhance and how you can leverage this technology and improve your business. So those kind of entrepreneurial opportunities the students can come up with, in which they target the companies which do not use this technology in day-to-day life today, and with them they show the opportunity and be a technology partner to them to explain and work with them in these technology areas.
Thank you so much, sir. And Shefali ma'am, Sakshi ma'am, would you like to add something to this? If IBM is offering something to the students,
Yeah, so
any
in
kind of
IBM,
assistance, any kind of assistance or internship
yes,
program, certification? Yes, please ma'am.
I mean, is keep on conducting such programs. Professor Semi would be knowing. I keep on sending him notification about the same. Recently, even students who enrolled for IBM flagship program with USA IBM, they have also got free of cost certification vouchers. So I got the record from the US team, and they shared that more than 500 students from LP registered. So that was the certification program of IBM costing around $200, and students of LPU got it for free. So like that, IBM, because of COVID, there were comparatively lesser activities which IBM was doing, because we could not call students to come and work with us, because our offices were not open that time, but we are now preparing to open and keep everything fully functioning. So IBM would, as I said earlier also in my presentation, there will be various hackathon call for code like competition being conducted by IBM, which also helps IBM to do a headhunting, direct from the competition. So we give our business case problem and we let students to solve it. Those who bring best solution out of it are being selected based on what prize is associated. Some are being given internships at IBM, some are given jobs at IBM. Even recently, we have got an internship requirement from the internal team, and because our batch is not yet ready, to pass out, so we don't have that students as eligible. But whatever the vacancy comes within IBM for freshers or for undergrads, we keep on offering that to our associate institution. And of course, we will, since we are expecting to have a very long lasting relationship with LPU, we would also prioritize such offerings, and its reach, to LPU as our first and one of kind academic institution. So we are already working on it, and within our team also everybody is aware of it, and we are hoping, to have first batch, passing out or on a verge to pass out, so that we can actually show what kind of efforts we can do to make ensure students to get the right job and the designation, of course. So we are already working on it. And we hope that by the time there will be a lot of requirements within IBM, outside IBM, so we'll be helping LP, in getting associated to those employers to have students working with those companies.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And now we'll quickly move to our admission expert, Dr. Tushindra Kaur. So, ma'am, over to you for the admission part of the university.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ruby. I hope my screen is visible. Right. Very good morning to each one of you. Hope you all are fine and safe at your places. So today I'll be speaking about the rankings, the campus life, the infrastructure, and last but not the least, the eligibility as well as the fee structure for your desired program. So to start with, 13 students of lovely professional university represented India in Tokyo Olympics 2020, wherein they brought laurels by winning various medals, gold, silver, and bronze. The story doesn't end here. So it gives me immense pleasure to share that the university lifts runner-up trophy at Khelo India University Games, wherein the team won in total 51 medals, and to highlight 17 gold, 15 silver, and 19 bronze medals. So I'll show you the rankings which university is having. The university has been ranked 74th globally by Times Higher Education Impact Ranking 2022. The university has been ranked 36th among the top universities by the World University Ranking 2022. It gives me immense pleasure to share the information that the university has been ranked third in India in Atal ranking of institutions on the innovation as well as the achievements. The another point to highlight, the university has been ranked especially for the engineering faculty 66 among the government as well as the private engineering institutions in India. So I'll give you the glimpse of the kind of a campus life which we provide, the kind of exposure which is being provided to the students. The university proudly hosted the 106th Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, wherein he renamed and gave the slogan as Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. He's the Nobel laureate for peace and the great spiritual leader of Tibet, Dalai Lama ji, who graced the convocation at lovely professional university. This is a glimpse where you can see the president of two countries gracing the convocation. We do invite the entrepreneurial ideas. We do have the startup school, which was inaugurated by late Shri Arun Jaitley ji. This face you are very much familiar with. He's world-renowned life coach Gaur Gopal Das ji, who interacted with the students and gave the lessons of leading happy life. Apart from the great leaders, the university has always welcomed the celebrities, the glimpse of which you can visualize. You can see here Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone, who visited the university, interacted with the students, and gave a new start to the academic career. This face is also not new to you. He is none other than the former Indian team captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He also visited this university and interacted with the students. Now I'm going to talk about the infrastructure of lovely professional university. Lovely Professional University's infrastructure is one of the largest and the biggest infrastructure in the world. To start with, the university has 2 amphitheaters which are used to organize nukkad napaks, which are used to organize certain events which are performed by the students. So this is a glimpse of the auditorium. Basically, university is having 3 auditoriums. This is a glimpse of Shantim Devi Mithil Auditorium, which is with a seating capacity of 2,500 people. Which basically this is used to host the events of national as well as the international repute. This is the heart and soul of the lovely professional university. This is termed as the Uni Center, wherein you will find the all types of shops ranging from the stationery to the lovely sweets. This is a glimpse of the central library, which is a 9-story central library with books somewhere to 20 lakh plus books are there. Databases are there with ProQuest, Capital Line. A lot of databases we are having. You have the idea with you. We are there with the database for your research as well as the academic purpose. So this is the bowling alley. Just to bring you out from the academic monotony, we are providing you the bowling facility as well. So we do have the sports facilities, sports arena, gym is also there. We are providing the world-class facilities, sauna, the facilities, world-class coach leaders are also there who will be giving you their input, how to remain fit. So you will be getting every single thing in one campus, that is lovely professional university. We do care about your health as well. We have the Uni Hospital, Baldev Raj Uni Hospital, which is effective from 24/7. There we do have the doctors who come on visit for any kind of a problem. So you have any kind of a problem, we have a solution for you. So we do care for the diseased and the sick people as well. Yeah, this gives me immense pleasure that we have one Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Stadium, Indoor Auditorium with the facilities such as swimming pool, all-weather swimming pool is there. Basically, we have 3 swimming pools. These are the all-weather swimming pools. The badminton courts are there, shooting range is there. This is the day view of lovely professional university. This is the night view of lovely professional university. Now I'll take you through the website where I'll show you the eligibility as well as the fee as well as the scholarship. So you need to write the website link lpu.in. Just give me a second. Yeah, we are just at the verge of VIA. So you can see the placements. It also gives me the immense pleasure that the honor of the chancellor sir, the lovely professional university, Chancellor Ashok Mittal sir, Dr. Ashok Mittal sir, he has joined as the member of Rajya Sabha. So it gives the immense pleasure to share this information with you all. So you need to click on the admissions, click on the industry collaborative program. So you will find the disciplines where the collaborative programs are there. Under that, you need to click on the engineering program just to fetch the details for your desired program. So I'm going to click on CSC. So you will find BTech CSC Big Data Analytics, which is in tie-up with IBM. So basically, the duration for this course is 4 years, which is equivalent to 8 semesters. The eligibility is also there. Then I'll be moving ahead. Rankings I have already shared with you. The content as well as the tie-up part has been shared by the other resource persons. I'll be directly going ahead with the fee structure as well as the scholarship. The fee for this program is 1,50,000 per semester without scholarship. But we do acknowledge your hard efforts and we promote this scholarship on the basis of your previous percentage so we have 3 categories, 3, 2, 1. It's better you score, better will be the scholarship. So scholarship also is also there on the basis of JEE main score. So it ranges from 18% to 38%. So one thing I want to highlight, the one best scholarship will be given to the student. So moving ahead, we do have the other types of scholarship, like I spoke regarding the previous percentage on the basis of LPU nest, the test which you will be appearing in. It's for both the reasons, eligibility as well as the scholarship. So it's like better you perform, better will be the scholarship on the basis of JEE mains as well. Then we do have the other scholarships. Then the financial aid is there. Just again concluding, giving the conclusion that one best scholarship will be floated to you. Now the point is, you might be having this point into your mind that how to apply. Yeah, we are very clear on this. You need to sign up with all the details with your registered mobile, email ID. Once you sign up, you need to apply for the university's exam, that is LPU Nest, which serves 2 purposes, eligibility as well as the scholarship. You need to book the exam slot. You will be getting the result, and then last step will be joining us and taking the admission. So dates are, no doubt, dates are mentioned. The last date is 20th of June, but we always advise the candidates not to wait for the last date. Book your test, start with your preparation, and try to fetch the maximum scholarship. If I say maximum scholarship, your maximum scholarship will be 38% if you are landing somewhere here on the basis of +2 score, on the basis of LPU NEST, or on the basis of JE score. Now, let's suppose you have some question or query into your mind. We are there to solve your query. WhatsApp, if you want to chat with our counselor on WhatsApp, the number is available there. Then we are there in your town as well. You need to check the details. Then if you want to schedule a call, click on to schedule a call, share your number. Our counselors will definitely get back to you. This, I'll definitely advise you to go through the 360-degree view of the university. And then, yes, we are there for the live video counseling. By clicking on this option, you will be directly routed to the counselor, wherein you can solve your queries in one-to-one interaction. So these are the ways from here you can connect us. Last but not the least, on this I shared with you the eligibility, the fee structure, the scholarship, and as well as the ways to take the admission. So I want to showcase you the one wherein we are taking a series of webinars. So we are there to provide, to handhold you, to make you understand how to take a decision. Yes, we are there with our webinars. Like you are attending this webinar. Let's suppose you were interested in some webinar and you missed, or there is some upcoming webinar and you want to register yourself for this same. We have that tab as well. So you need to click on LPU's Edu Fair. We have a web page on that. So you can see upcoming webinars as well as you can see the past webinars. So you can register yourself for the upcoming webinars by clicking on register or by scanning QR code. And let's suppose you want to take a glimpse for the previous webinars, you need to click on the past webinars. So whatever webinars have taken place, you can see those webinars and you can see those YouTube recordings. So from my side, I covered the eligibility, fee structure, scholarship, the ways to sign up and the ways to get admission. Again, a reminder, don't wait for the last date, book your LPU NEST and do register for your upcoming webinars. So for more details, you can take a snapshot for this. You can get back to us at admissions@lpu.co.in. We are having our helpline number. You can note it down. It's 01824 517 000 404404. You can also get back to us through live video counseling. Thank you so much, Ms. Ruby. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the detailed information about the admission part. And attendees, you have heard our mentorship, you have heard our industry experts. So I advise you that good things come to people who wait, but better things come to those who go out and get them. So don't just sit back and relax. Grab the opportunity to take admission in your preferred program and get early decision benefit. So with this, we'll conclude today's webinar. So thank you so much, experts. Your years of research and your depth of understanding the topic and your ability to present the topic in such a wonderful way has produced one of the most interesting morning for all the attendees. So on behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentation, and hopefully the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided to take better decisions regarding admission. And thank you so much, attendees. I enjoyed bringing this session to you, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, sign off.